All right, good morning, everybody. It's 8 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Welcome to your Friday morning safety meeting. My name is John Harden. I'm with the safety department here. Special guest today, Mr. Rick Iffert from Pittston, Pennsylvania is down. So we're going to have some different folks up there talking to us from Pittston today. All right, so again, welcome. So first thing I want to do is I noticed a lot of yellow vests this morning. So if this week is your first week at Prime, if you're a new student, new driver, new to the Prime family, please stand up and let us recognize you real quick. Also, if you're new in the Salt Lake or Pittston terminals, please stand up. Let everybody welcome you to the family here. All right, good deal. Well, we're going to get started here. We're going to go out east. So, Rick, who do we got out east with us since you're down here in Springfield today?
I think we have Lisa. Lisa, you up there?
Good morning, everyone. Hey, guys.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everything in Pennsylvania?
Everything is great. We actually have some good weather here. We do have some type of precipitation coming, but from what we're told, it's not going to be anything major this weekend. So that's always a good thing.
Well, that's great. Well, Rick brought down like 3 days worth of rain with him. So that's what we've been having down here and experiencing out there today. So hopefully you guys are doing better than that. But you didn't say the 4-letter word, no snow up there, correct?
That is correct.
Good deal. What else you have going on up there in Pittston?
Well, we had 36 come through our orientation class this week. Great group of students. We have some upgrades as well. We have a big line. They're trying to get them through. So these tables are going to be full really soon.
Outstanding, outstanding. Well, if anybody out there has any comments, questions, concerns, please feel free to hop on the mic. Lisa will get the mic in front of you and just jump in and ask anytime, all right?
Sounds great. Thanks, John.
All right, thank you, Lisa. All right, let's go out west. Troy, are you with us this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning.
We got a crowd in Salt Lake City today, man. Everything's good. How are you doing?
We're doing good down here. We're doing well. How's your weather out there?
You know, we're going to have some little snow flurries. We're going to heat all the way up to like 31 today. So it's beautiful out here.
Yeah, you know, I've been getting a lot of phone calls from folks traveling in Utah and Wyoming and Colorado this week. So you guys aren't faring as well on the white stuff out there as we are down here, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's constant. It's consistent. That's kind of what it is around here this time of year. But it's we're used to it. The roads all look good as far as, you know, in and around the city. We work hard. We got great road crews in Utah. They're ready for the snow all the time. So it shouldn't be too bad coming in here. This week we got, it's going to be real mellow compared to last week. It's going to be real mellow. So should be good weather out west.
Well, good deal. So anything else going on out there in Salt Lake City that we should know about?
We got a bunch of people here. We got, a good group of students that some of them are getting ready to get their CDLs. So that's fun. That's always a good day. We got, so we're testing about 3 people a day out here, to get their CDLs. And it's exciting, when you finally get that trifecta, you come through and you get that trifecta and you get your CDLs. So we got a bunch of good trainers out here and a good group getting ready to get moving on.
Well, outstanding. Well, good deal. Well, we've got a good group of folks here in yellow vests this morning as well. I don't think that everyone who had one on stood up whenever I asked for the new drivers to stand up. So we're going to come back here to Springfield now. So welcome, Springfield. Good deal. We got a full house in here today, which is outstanding. So again, welcome if you're new here. Welcome back. We've got some familiar faces here. So thank you for being here this morning. So, again, my name is John. I'm with the safety department and Rick here. The safety department is located in the Z building. just in the middle of the room up there near Success Leasing. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop by. If we do not know the answer, we will get you directed to somebody that does know the answer. So we don't pretend like we know everything, but somebody here will have an answer for you. So, first thing that I want to do is, since we're back here, everyone's enjoying a good breakfast. Let's give it up for the staff over here and John and his crew for feeding everybody this morning. All right. So Rick, you ready to talk about some safety topics here?
Yeah, well, let's talk about clean DOT inspections or the inspections that we had this week. 125 inspections last week, 86 were clean for a 69% rate. So give you guys a round of applause for that. That's fantastic. Our numbers are the same week in, week out, right around 60, 65, 60, 70%. So you guys are doing a fantastic job on that. Company, we paid out $575. Independent contractors, we paid $6,750 for a total of $3,725. So yeah, great job on that. Keep up the good work. John, a couple of things I did see on those inspections though were a couple of things that we could clean up really, really quick, and that's speed. Speed is we're getting hit a lot with speeding citations or violations. And it's kind of hard for us to get a speeding violation out on the interstate, but it's those 2-lane roads in the small towns that we're getting hit in for those quick change speed limits. So keep an eye out on those, and seat belts. Make sure you have your seat belts on properly, that they're over your shoulder, not underneath your arm, and keep them on until the officer comes up to the truck and sees that you are wearing it. And final is the fail to obey signs, and that's a big one for us. We're just not recognizing those weigh stations or inspection stations, and not pulling in when we're supposed to. So make sure that where those inspection stations are, and look at your maps and make sure that you are pulling in when you need to bleed.
All right, thank you very much. So yeah, so that's a couple of weeks in a row where it seems like that the speeds have kind of been getting us more than anything else. So
yeah, it is those small towns, where Barney Fife is sitting around the corner waiting for you to come along and hit you with a ticket. So keep an eye out for that.
All right, well, good deal. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right into our speakers today. Great speakers for you. We got a little driver health and fitness, and I believe it's just Rachel today. Colby must have been caught eating some bacon or something this morning. So
well, awesome. Well, if you want to get your summer body, who's ready to get their summer body? Can I get a yeah? If you're ready for your summer body, then go to driverhealthandfitness.com and sign up for our Fit in 15 program. It's an online program. It's all there on your phone. You've got weekly workouts to follow along to that are in your truck or out of your truck. You've got weekly eating guides to follow along to. If you want to cook in your truck, if you don't want to cook in your truck, I'm still going to, give you education on how to choose healthier options out at the truck stop. And of course, there's accountability. So we all need someone to kind of help us out and give us a hand once in a while and just kind of go over your goals. And so every single week we have weekly accountability calls where you can talk with other drivers and talk with someone on the DHF staff. We also are going to have one-on-one health coaching calls to go over your individual goals and what you want to work on for your health. So that is all online at driverhealthandfitness.com. There's only like 3-ish days left to sign up for the program. So if you go to the programs tab at the top of the menu, you can sign up for that Fit in 15. Any questions for me? Okay, awesome. Okay, well, if you guys have any questions, just go to driverhealthandfitness.com and use the chat box there, and I can help you out. So have a great day. Bye.
All right, give Rachel a round of applause here. So the driver health and wellness folks, they're located up here, upstairs right here above us over here in this direction. If you have any questions for them, feel free to reach out while you're here, walk up there and talk to them. So, all right, so I'm going to bring up Brennan with our log department now. And Brendan's going to talk about a couple of items here. So Brendan, last week we turned around and you weren't standing over there. We needed you to rescue us, right? So we're bringing you in here this week to kind of clear something up. So a gentleman had a question specifically about logging pre-trips. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that now. A pre-trip lasts as long as a pre-trip lasts, right? So, you know, we're talking about new students. We've got a lot of new students and a lot of new folks here in the room. So, you know, there was some conversation about how long you need to show for logging that, how long it should take. So, you know, from a perspective, if you're just starting out, you know, you're not going to be able to knock out a pre-trip inspection in 15 minutes, right? It's going to take you longer. It may take you an hour. It may take you an hour and a half. I'm not for sure. So, you know, in 3 weeks, should it take you that long? Probably not. So, you know, there will be a progression with that, and efficiencies will be earned as the longer that you're out there. So, but Brendan, walk us through that, you know, as from a logging perspective, and tell us what we've got on there.
Right. Yeah. So you are required to show one on-duty inspection per day, per shift, whether it's your on-duty pre-trip or post, that is 100% up to you. But your on-duty inspection is your full DOT inspection. So it does take however long it takes. My best piece of advice is log what you're doing as you do it. So for our very seasoned drivers, it might take you 10 to 15 minutes. If you're brand new, you could be looking at 20, 25, 30 plus, just depending on your level of knowledge and expertise. So log what you're doing as you do it. I promise you, you'll be okay in terms of that on-duty inspection, as long as you show something believable. All right. The next thing I wanted to go over were inspections that we had this last week. So we did have one driver written up for not being able to electronically transmit logs. Kind of tying into that, we had another inspection for not being able to provide the instruction sheet. So this paper logbook that is free at all of our terminals, Springfield, Salt Lake, Pittston, is a really great resource, not only when you're running on paper logs, but every single day. You have the instruction sheet located at the very back. So what I'd recommend is if you do not have a prime paper logbook, pick one up next time you're at the terminal. Look through the last 10 pages or so and get familiar with all those resources. Even if you don't know how to transmit your logs, which, side note, you would do this from the day log tab. You can go into your prime paper logbook. You can find all that information located in the very back. It walks you through the entire process. Additionally, we did have a driver cited for failure to certify logs daily. All right, very important that you're going through and certifying your logs every single day. It only takes a few seconds to go into your certify tab and click on agree. Make sure you reserve a couple minutes at the end of your shift to do this. Also, one for driving an HOS violation. Trip planning and communication. I absolutely cannot emphasize this enough. Please make sure that you're laying out a thorough trip plan at the start of your day. Areas such as Atlanta, New York City, Chicago, Dallas, maybe come up with a plan B or C for stopping if you know that plan A may not work out. I would recommend that you start looking for safe parking earlier in your shift. Please do not always push to the very last minute or very last second. We want to minimize that chance of you running in violation. And last, we had 2 drivers that had personal conveyance misuse noted on their inspection. PC does continue to be a very big issue. When we're talking personal conveyance, you've got to make sure that you're logging it legally. So only for small, strictly personal movements within the vicinity. Typically, we're talking leaving a customer, going to the closest safe place to finish off a break, or if you're forced to move by an officer in the middle of your break, you can use PC. Reasons you cannot use personal conveyance include going to fuel, washout, the shop, customers, when you're returning to a customer after finishing off a legal break. If you're going to the prime facility, you would absolutely have to show drive. Going to pick up or drop a trailer, pick up or drop a co-driver, etc. If you're doing work, please make sure that you're showing that on drive. Do we have any questions or concerns about anything I covered? Anything else log related?
This is hard to believe. Pittston,
Yeah.
Salt Lake City, any questions out there? Nothing? I have a question.
Okay.
All right, so you just mentioned personal conveyance, right? So we've
We
had the
do have
test
a-
fleets go. Oh, perfect. Go
I
ahead.
did have it in Salt Lake City.
All right, go ahead, Troy.
Okay, so you were saying that we can't use PC when going back to terminal. Does that include like when we're at a terminal and we go out to get some food at a restaurant and we go back to terminal? Or are you talking about just going back to terminal with the load?
So yeah, I'll go ahead and clarify. When you're making that initial movement to arrive to the terminal, such as maybe dropping in Joplin, Missouri. Joplin's about an hour 15 out. If you're dropping in Joplin and then you're planning on returning to the terminal, you would have to show drive for that movement to get here. Because it is a long distance movement, and usually when you're coming to the terminal, you are doing something work related, whether it's attending a class, doing a drug test, sleep study, list goes on. Now, if you've already arrived at the terminal, you show drive to get here, and you need to run some personal errands, you could use personal conveyance to leave, return, make those movements around town, and that is a-okay.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have a question? Right over here, Bill. Hang on, wait for a microphone real quick.
Are they gonna bring back our personal conveyance, or do we still have to call y'all to get personal conveyance put back on?
So the personal conveyance fleets that are on the pilot program are continuing on the test for a while longer. I think I'll go ahead and default to Dennis if Dennis has anything to add.
Hey, good morning. So as it pertains to that pilot group, it's going to continue as you normally, it's going to continue as it has been going over the last 45 days. So that pilot group will continue. There's 6 fleets plus some other violators that have been put on that pilot program. You know, the expectation is that it will move forward. At some point, it'll be extended through other parts of the fleet to the point where it's extended to the entire fleet. We want to make sure that we have the proper staffing in place before we do that. So we'll have information coming out about that at a later time. So
I just want to be so glad that I'm on that pilot program that, you know, where I can identify.
well, there you go. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. And you know, Brendan, I'll ask you a question. This is one of the questions I was getting ready to ask you. Let's say we've talked about the pilot program, obviously, for the last 45 days, as Dennis has said. What if I'm not on that? You know, I can still call in and talk to my log advisor, correct? And I can get that reassurance from them, because that's essentially what it is we're protecting you, protecting ourselves to make sure that we're using that personal conveyance correctly, correct?
Yes, absolutely. A big reason we have that pilot program in place is a protection for the driver. We have had quite a few drivers call in thinking they're going to use personal conveyance for a legal reason, and turns out it's not, and they would have been misusing personal conveyance if it weren't for this system that we have in place. So absolutely, even if you're not on the pilot program, feel free to call in and get advice. We can clarify the situation. We can verify whether your use is legal or not.
Thank you. And again, if you haven't tuned into one of our prior Friday morning safety meetings, you know, it's not the folks that are out there egregiously using the personal conveyance to move freight that's causing our violations, because those folks, you know, we've taken care and we've remedied that situation already. It's the folks that, just like Brennan said, are mistakenly thinking that a move they're getting ready to do is okay to do in personal conveyance when it's really not. And those are the ones that are getting us. So that's why, you know, this program has been working great. We've had very few issues with the complaints. And, you know, one last thing for the folks that are new here, if you do get on one of these test fleets, you know, a couple of things that you can do. If you get to a truck stop, you know you're going to have to use personal conveyance to move from the pump to parking, something like that. You know, have the truck running, call in advance, right? Be proactive, call in, hey, I'm going to need my personal conveyance here in about 20 minutes or so. You know, don't fuel, go inside, get a drink, come back out. Everyone behind you is mad at you, and then call in, right? Because then it's going to be an inconvenience. So be proactive with that. Now, I believe we have a question over here from from Facebook. Jamie, go ahead.
Yes, we do. Hey, I had a question on here that says, what's the most common example of wrongfully using PC for the people that don't know that they're doing something wrong until they get pulled over by the DOT officer? What are some little mistakes that people are making?
Yeah, so a couple examples that I've seen personally are drivers calling in saying, hey, I'm out of time leaving my customer. I have an issue with the truck, really need to go to the shop. Unfortunately, that is a work-related movement, so you would have to show drive for that. I've also had situations where a driver calls in and they say, hey, I was forced to leave my customer. I went to the closest safe place to park and finish up a break. It's now been several hours. I need PC to go back. Unfortunately, you can't use personal conveyance to return to your customer several hours later. So just a couple of things to keep in mind there. Those are typically the most common questions we get.
Okay. Does anybody else have any more questions? Yes, sir, right over here. Hang on just a second.
Hello. So what about if I'm driving and I get stuck in the traffic? So put the PC or let it run in negative?
Let it run. Okay, so this is actually another common phone call we do get. We understand that you cannot plan for everything, right? No one plans to be stuck in traffic for several hours, but unfortunately, sometimes it is a part of the job. If you were to burn through all of your clock and then switch over to PC for the last leg, while we see that you're just trying to avoid a violation and you have good intentions, DOT is not going to see it the same way. In fact, they could argue that you should have planned better, you should have looked for safe parking a little bit earlier, and you can't just switch over to PC for the last few minutes or hours of your clock. If you were to do this, you could be cited for personal conveyance misuse, false record of duty status. You could be ticketed for the violation that would have been incurred had you remained on the drive line. And you could be placed out of service if you're using that time toward a legal 10-hour break. Whereas if you were to just bite the bullet and take the violation, it's not a good position to be in. That very well could still result in a ticket for that violation, but that is as far as the officer can go. They can't place you out of service or write you up with a false record of duty status for PC misuse. So it's the lesser offense.
Okay. Bill, I think we have another question here in the back.
Good morning. My question is, okay, if you had your shipper or receiver, can you use PC going to and from?
So if you are leaving a customer, yes, you can use personal conveyance to leave. Now, I want to be very clear. If you're leaving your customer to use the restroom, maybe they don't have facilities, or you're leaving to go get some food because you're hungry, you can then use PC to return immediately if that's the case. But if you're forced off the property and you're logging several hours in a break before returning, we don't have any defense for using PC to return. You would have to show drive since there's intention to work.
Okay, thank you. Good question. All right, one more here.
If I go, my 90 is now my 01. Okay. Now I leave my 90, go get a shower, go eat, everything else. Been off maybe 10 hours. But I'm going back to my 01, which was my 90. Can I go back on personal conveyance on that?
So this kind of ties in with Denise's question. If you leave your customer, absolutely use PC. But if you're returning several hours later, you would have to show drive because there's intent to work.
Okay. So a lot of good questions there. I'm sure there's going to be more that you're going to think of maybe as the morning progresses here. So Brendan's going to stick around over here. Salt Lake Piston, if you guys have any questions that pop up, feel free to reach out. Jamie's over here if we have any questions on social media. So with that, we'll ask you to stick around in case anybody else has any questions. And
Sounds
thank
good.
you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're going to move right along here. So next, we're going to bring up our leasing department. And we're going to bring up Haley and Taylor. There they are. So Haley and Taylor have a couple of topics here that they want to discuss about, I think something new that they've kind of started doing. So
Good morning.
good morning.
Okay, it's actually Chelsea.
Oh.
Taylor's homesick, so we improvised. Good morning, Prime family.
Good morning.
Hello. We are going to chat really fast about ordered trucks and the leasing department. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask us. I'm going to go over really quick. Something we've started implementing is our 30-day out calls. Excuse me. So once your lease is about 30 days out from ending, we are calling you now, one, to congratulate you and thank you for leasing with Success Leasing, and to kind of go over the end of lease process. I know, especially if it's your first time ending a lease, it can kind of be overwhelming. What do you do with your truck? How do you get on another truck? What is the process? So we are going over that with you on the phone. If you don't answer, I am emailing you. We've created an end of lease checklist. It's about a page long. It's really just like tips and tricks on how to make the process smoother for you. If you qualify for an end of lease dinner, that's a good time that we can get that scheduled for you. We really want to obviously make the whole leasing process as smooth as possible, but I know at the beginning it can be extremely overwhelming as well as the end process. So that's kind of what we have started doing on that. And then Chelsea and I handle all of our ordered trucks, which is a huge thing with Success Leasing. It has, I've been doing it for about 5 years, and it has continued to just grow, which is wonderful. We encourage you guys to order your truck and to pick some fun extras and some things you want on that. So Chelsea's going to kind of chat about that for a little bit too.
Yeah, so I would just kind of wanted to give an update on delivery times. So for Freightliner, I just moved to August delivery timeframe. Peterbilt, we just moved to July delivery timeframe. So I just kind of wanted to remind you all that when you place your order, it comes through to me, we review your order, and then I respond back via email on what else we need in order to get your order placed with the manufacturer. So if it's lease purchase, I have to have that $5,000 initial down payment in order to place the order with the manufacturer. So a lot of times drivers will place the order, it says July timeframe, but if it takes you 3 weeks to get your $5,000 to me, we may have moved on to July or August or whatever month it is. So just keep in mind, we do have to have the initial $5,000 in order to get the order placed. And then just be watching your email. If you don't see an email after we have your order confirmed that we got your VIN number back, reach out to me, because that is primarily how I communicate with you. We like to have a paper trail of step-by-step of the process that we can kind of look back on. So yeah, just that's my recommendation, is just to watch your email, communicate with me if you have any questions. But yeah, it's going pretty well right now, I think.
Yeah, lead times are a lot better on ordered trucks. So keep that in mind. We're not experiencing 3-6 month waits. So that's a wonderful thing. Also, when you do order a truck now, we have changed it. We do order for months. So it kind of gives us a little bit more wiggle room. It's really, really difficult to get the truck there on a certain day. So again, like Chelsea said, we are ordering for August and July. Keep in mind, guys, this is something we go over with 30-day out calls as well. If you are taking a break in between trucks, never go over that 59 days, okay? You've got to have a contract signed. You've got to be in another truck within 59 days so you don't lose your retention and rewards. All of Success Leasing's benefits, all of your retention and rewards go off of that. So keep that in mind. If your truck is delayed or something's going on, please communicate with us so that we can get you rolling and something else. We can figure out a plan for you, okay? You guys have any questions?
I've got one from online.
Oh, great, Jamie.
Yeah.
Hello.
They're busy today. Are you guys able to put Kenworths on the website to order?
No. So we only got about 50 Kenworths about a year ago when we were trying to get any truck we could at the time. We haven't signed another deal with Kenworth or anything right now at this time, so I'm not going to say we're not going to, but at this time, we're not getting any more Kenworths. We good? Okay, this is kind of random. The camera crew wants to do a drone shot, but I can't speak for that. They told me to be quiet, but they want us up here. So I guess we're just going to stand here for a second. And this is kind of awkward. I'm sorry, everyone. Tell me when you're done. I can speak? Okay, you guys have any fun questions about leasing? Anything you want to know? Tell me when you're done. Oh, yeah, please.
I have a question regarding the Volvo BNL 860. Currently, tanker drivers aren't, I guess you would say, allowed to lease or purchase the VNL 860. So I would like to know why and if that's an option for the future.
So I'm gonna have to, I don't literally have no idea what you just said. Okay. I'm so sorry. Guess we'll have to wait till that's done flying. Okay, now I'm ready. What'd you say? I couldn't hear you because of that drone. I'm so sorry.
Bill, hand her the mic again. There you go.
Thank you.
Currently, the tanker drivers aren't able to purchase or lease the Volvo VNL 860. And I would like to know, do you foresee changing that in the future, or if there's any particular reason why?
Good question. Honestly, we just can't set it up for tanker the way that it's ordered, unfortunately, right now. I really don't see that changing the way that we've ordered the tanker trucks. Unfortunately, they just aren't capable for tanker setup. I'm sorry.
Okay. One more question over here, Bill.
Go ahead.
Yes, what is it called, when you're leasing a truck, the money that is put into account? So when you finish leasing, you get that money back. What is that called?
That's your lease completion incentive.
Okay, so if you own a truck, does that go back to zero?
No, so you don't earn your lease completion incentive on your loaner truck, but your original truck stays with the amount that was in there. Then when you get back on your original truck, you continue to earn that. And it's your total authorized dispatch miles times 0.0525.
Okay. Even though on the app, in my app, it says zero.
It's confusing. Yes, I understand that. But your original LCI is there, and you can call us or you can come by our desk and I can tell you what is in your account. If you do a name change or anything like that, the app doesn't really understand that and it doesn't go together, unfortunately. So it looks like it's zero. Or if you do a name change, it'll start at zero again. But once you finish your lease, we combine it all together. My pleasure. Great. Oh, yes, sir.
Lease order trucks, still only one per entity, or when is that changing?
Yes, sir. As of right now, one for 2023 per entity, but hopefully 2024, we can change that. I just spoke to Drew about it last week, and unfortunately, we can't add more to it right now.
We're saying January 20, hopefully January we can order another lease?
Yeah, so it's for the year. So if you ordered like this year, you could only order one for you, and then next year.
Hopefully January we can start.
Correct.
Open up again.
Yes.
Let's say if you complete the lease, okay. If you complete the lease and you decide you like the truck, you want to purchase it, can you do that?
You sure can. You'll have to fill out a form on our website at successleasing.com under the Knowledge Center. But yes, you can purchase the truck. If you do a lease purchase, you can purchase it after 18 months.
Okay. Lisa, Troy, anything from Pittston or Salt Lake City on questions for the leasing department?
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you. They're going to stick around here as well. So if anything comes up, feel free to ask them after the meeting. And thank you very much.
Have a great
ladies.
day, everyone. Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring up Mr. Doug Tam here. Doug is in our maintenance department out in the Plaza building. He's going to talk to you a little bit about tires. I think he's got some special guests here this morning for us as well.
I do. Thank you, John. My name's Doug Tam. I manage our plazas, our road assist departments, and our tire department. Right, Anthony? First off, thank you guys for what you do. I have some really good, great announcements that are going to benefit each one of you today. First I'll start with some road assist stuff. I talked about it in a couple of drivers advisory board meetings that we had. We talked about a callback function that has gone live this morning at 7:00 this morning. Brianne and Rodney's team in IT, they're behind this, helping us out. So anytime you call in to road assist, after 30 seconds, you'll be given the option of pressing 1, and then we will call you back. So you don't have to sit on hold and wait on us. So it'll be similar to a Qualcomm message. You get that a response after a minute or two. That should save you some time and make your lives a little bit easier. So we got that callback function live this morning. So a great deal for you guys. So that's new. We got some, there we go. Thank you for the crowd in the back. Love those guys. But that'll be really important for you guys, save you some time. So on the other side, on the tire side, we have our Michelin engineers here. I was up here 3 or 4 months ago and we were talking about how we changed our retread process and we partnered up with Michelin to help us. We've become a Oliver retreader. We have our new tread design that's back here on a table. We're not going to air that live on Facebook Live, but if you come over here after the meeting, we'll have that tread design available for you guys to look at. I'll bring them on up today. Come on up, gentlemen. Yeah. This is one of our biggest partnerships right here. I'll let them introduce yourselves. We'll start with Phil. Everyone knows Phil, I think, but he's our Michelin sales rep.
Hi there, I'm Phil Dugan. I'm the account manager for Prime with Michelin, and we've been working with you guys for several years to, build this partnership. And we've recently signed an agreement to work with Prime to create a new tread design and bring a state-of-the-art product to Prime for the trailers and on the retread side of things.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Glenn Stockstill. I'm with the marketing team, so kind of help coordinate some of the efforts here. So super excited really to have this opportunity to kind of design from scratch a new product for you. And I think, going forward, this is going to be a great relationship and great working environment. So looking forward to what we can do.
Good morning, my name is Chris Batten, and I oversee the portfolio of all long-haul projects for Michelin worldwide. I'm very excited to get your guys' input on this new product. We want it to be your product, and so come over and give us your ideas, please.
Good morning, I'm Lee Montgomery, and I work in the research development group, and I'm responsible for creating the new design. So we do want to get your input and want to actually make sure that what we're giving you is something that you think is great as well.
Thank you. How about a round of applause for our Michelin group, huh? And I'll just finish up with a few tire tips, on your steer tires. Cold PSI, make sure you're running 110 PSI in your steer tires and 100 PSI in your drive tires. Make sure you only air your tires up first thing in the morning before you get rolling, because if you're airing them up warm, that TPMS system is gonna be funky, and it's gonna look like you're gonna have lower tire pressure when you wake up in the morning. So always air your tires up cold, okay?
All right, thank you, Doug. Does anybody have any questions for Doug real quick?
The only way to send a Qualcomm message now to Road Assist is to hit that Road Assist button, then you have to fill in your truck number, trailer number, issue. Is there an easier way to Qualcomm Road Assist instead of going through that button? We message logs, I message payroll, I message dispatch. It's just super easy, but to message Road Assist on the Qualcomm is a pain. Well, you have two options on your app as well that you can send us messages, and you can talk to Brianne about that and get you some more details. But there's two options: one that send pictures into us, or one just to send a quick message to us as well.
I actually had a question about the tires. For manufacturer defects, like the tire separating, it's a brand new tire, it's got less than 100,000. Do we have a warranty actually set up, and how do we do that?
Yes, we have a warranty. You can submit those warranties into our tire departments at any of our terminals. The key to that is if you're at a Michelin dealer, or if it's a Bridgestone dealer being at a Bandag place, and they can process the warranty. But generally speaking, you want to get that tire to us because we can get you some different warranties than the outside places will get you.
Good. All right, thank you very much, Doug. Again, they're going to be back here in the back corner, so go over there and check out that new retread design whenever the meeting's over here. So next, we're going to bring up a speaker here, kind of got a little bit of extra time, so I'm going to put her on the spot. So Terry, come on up here, please. So it's about that time of year. We've talked about this here a couple of times over the last 3 or 4 weeks, but it's tax season.
It's here. It's here. Good morning, everyone. So first thing, why did you come to Prime? There you go. There you go. Great choice. That's why you're here, and that's what you're doing. So when you make more money, what happens? You got to pay taxes on that, right? So are you prepared for it? Have you been planning? Have you been getting those expenses together? Yep. Yep. Yes. Okay. Does everybody know when the filing deadline is this year? That's right, April 18th. So what if you can't file on April 18th? What do? Extension. You need to get that extension filed. Now, an extension gets you time because you people are on the road, right? You're not home. You may not have all those documents that you need to properly file your tax return. So if you file an extension, you'll have until October to be able to file that return. Now, to be able to file. You still have to pay by April 18th. Well, how am I supposed to do that? How do I even know what my tax liability is? If you are a lease or owner op, you should know that by your quarterly estimates. If you've been paying in your quarterly estimates, you got no problem. File your extension, then you'll have time to pay. If you have not filed your expenses, then we need to look at that. You need to be looking at saving those taxes. You need to be looking at paying those quarterly estimates every year, okay? So if you think, I'm not going to do it this year. I'm not going to pay my taxes. I'm not going to file. Won't be no big deal. I'll just move on. Maybe I'll get it next year, or maybe I'll wait the next year. You know what's going to happen? The IRS is going to file a tax return for you because they want their money. So if you're a lease or owner op, okay, you have a 1099 because that's what you will get. If you're a company driver, you're going to get a W-2. And Prime is going to have been withholding those taxes for you on a W-2. But a 1099, no taxes have been withheld, okay? So the IRS will file a return for you, and it's going to be based on that 1099. So let's say $250,000. Do they know what your filing status is? No, they don't. So if you're married, have a few dependents, that's different than somebody that's single. Well, they're going to file it on somebody that's single, okay? Your tax rate's going to be around 25 to 30%. So think about that. They don't know your expenses. They don't know your business other than what you made. So think about a $50,000 tax liability right there. Now, we know that's not correct because we know you had expenses. They don't. So that's a reason why you want to file it. If you cannot pay at that time, that's okay. We can get you in a payment plan, or you can do something that's more manageable for you, but you're in control now versus the other way. Don't let them file the tax return for you because there'll be penalties, interest, and it's in a whole mess to clean up. So be prepared. Start getting your things together now. Get with a tax professional that can help you. Find somebody that's in the industry that knows this industry because it's different. It's different than any other industry. So if you just go to anybody, they're not going to know what a lumper is. We know what a lumper is, and that's an expense. Okay, you're paying that out. We also know about the fuel. We also know about repairs. We know about things that everybody probably would know about, But ask them those questions about this industry. And if they don't know it, say thank you very much and find somebody that does know this industry. Because the expenses need to be ordinary and necessary for this industry. Folks, if you have questions, come see us. Come and let us help you through this, okay? We can do that. We're right upstairs. Our phone number is 417-380-5000. We also have a great app that will follow your tax return through the process. So the minute you turn it in, you'll be able to see where it's at in the process and if we're needing anything in order to get it filed for you. Any questions? All right. Thanks, folks.
All right, thank you, Terry. So for all of you that follow these meetings every Friday, you know, we've had some new faces up here and there's been one face missing, and let me tell you, he's ready to get back up here. So Mr. Davis, grace us with your presence. What do you got for us this morning?
Hey, good morning, everybody. I wasn't going to speak this morning. I wasn't supposed to be here, but sometimes schedules change, like you guys know, and I have the opportunity to come here and grace you fine folks. So, you know, I want to extend the same welcome that John did at the very beginning to our new folks. We're glad to have you here, but I also see some familiar faces. So I just want to say welcome home to you folks that are our veteran drivers that have been here a little bit of time, a long time. We're always glad to have you here. You know, man, this meeting has kind of transformed. You got drones flying around. You got all kinds of stuff going on. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So all of our competitors, our customers, prospective drivers, everybody's tuned in to what Prime Incorporated doing. So give yourselves a round of applause for being industry leaders. You know, I'm going to pick on somebody today, and I don't want a new driver. I need a veteran driver. So while I'm talking, I want somebody to volunteer. You know, there's been a lot of questions and topics and you know, comments about the Prime mobile app. We've got two experts over here on the right. We've got Brianna and Richard over here on my right. So if you have any questions about anything app related, don't hesitate to stop by after the meeting. They can get you taken care of. And I haven't seen one hand go up. I need a hand. Come on up here. Come on up here. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Somebody get him a microphone. This is Anthony Egg. Anthony, tell the folks who you are, what you do. Wait a minute, get your phone. This is gonna be a test.
All right, my name's Anthony Eck. I've been here 14 and a half years.
Long time. Thank you for your service here at Prime.
Driver associate.
Yeah, give him a round of applause. So Anthony here, I'm gonna put you on the spot, all right? And we're talking specifically about the Prime mobile app. And let's kind of role play, if you would, all right? All right, let's not make this weird though, okay? All right, so you know, let's pretend that, you know, I am a DOT officer or a state highway patrolman, and I have pulled you over. All right, what's the first two things that I'm gonna ask you for? One, I want to see your
license and registration.
Right. And you know, because you've been here for 14 years, that you can pull, not your license, you can pull that out of your pocket, but your registration is there on the app, right?
Correct.
Let's see if you can pull it up in a timely manner. Doom, 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 doom. There it is. So you know exactly where your registration is, you know where your insurance is, and any subsequent permit that's also in your permit book. You know exactly where to find that, right?
I do.
And how do you know where to find that?
Well,
I'm not asking you to go to it, but you just, you know.
Brianne showed me how.
Brianne showed you how. You said, hey, this is something that I need to do. You know, I need to.
You find it under my permits.
There you go. All right, now keep it open. Here's the next one. All right, now I know that you are a safe driver. All right.
Right.
And I know that we don't expect to have you in an accident, a lane change, a rear end, anything like that anytime soon. Right.
No.
Well, yeah, absolutely hope not. But let's say some other company, we won't mention companies' names, you're parked taking your 10-hour break and they hit you, right?
Right.
So that means you probably need to fill out an accident report, probably need to send us some pictures, right? You know how to do that on the app?
Yeah, I do.
All right, let's go for it.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Maybe I do.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. All right, I'm watching. Looks like you got it.
That's reporter claim.
That's a claim. We're talking about an accident. Let's see.
Road
Let's
assist.
see, road assist.
The only way I know to do it is if I have a load on me, it has a button under the load.
That's right. But let me take you there. You got one right there. There you go. There, you were almost there. Report accident. There you go. There you go. Just a quick quality check. And what you can do from there, I'm assuming that you've probably already talked to somebody at Prime and we're asking you to send us pictures. You can skip straight to step 2.
Yep.
Load some pictures for us, right?
Right.
Also load some information from that other company, right?
Right.
All right. So thanks, Anthony, for coming up and being my guinea pig. All right.
No problem, Dan.
And really the lesson here is, so often we find ourselves, and we're not talking about any major accident or anything like that, a situation like we role played with Anthony. Somebody just clipped you in a truck stop. You need to fill out a quick accident report. I've never had an accident. I don't know where to find it. Okay. I get it, but I need you to educate yourself. So everybody that's got your phone on you, raise your hand. Put that phone in the sky. Put it in the sky. All right. But so before you leave here, whether you get the information from the driver sitting next to you, whether you get the information from your fleet manager, I need you to know how to do 2 things before you leave here. I need you to quickly be able to access all of your permits and registration on your phone. Okay. Quickly. That's the key word, because an officer, whether he or she is having a good day or bad day, they don't want to stand on the side of your truck and wait for you to fumble through the app. We need you to be able to quickly get there and access that information. And conversely, we need you to be able to know how and where to find this information on the app if you find yourself in a situation where you need to send us information as it pertains to an accident. So does anybody have any questions along those lines? Technology, anything we can address for you? Well, good deal, good deal. Just one quick housekeeping note before I turn it back over to John Harden. Million Mile Dinner, Salt Lake City, Utah. Million Mile Dinner, Salt Lake City, Utah is going to be Monday, May 22nd. So mark your calendars. If you're going to be invited to that, you should see a Qualcomm message coming over pretty quick. Please RSVP either way. Either you're coming and joining with us, or you got something else going on and you can't make it. Let us know so we can get the numbers down and we can properly welcome you. So thanks, John.
Hey, thank you, Dennis. And welcome back to the meeting. It's been a little bit too long for that. So everyone give Dennis a round of applause here. All right, so we're going to go right off of that, and we're talking about Anthony here being a safe driver. We've got another veteran safe driver here in the crowd with us that we're going to bring up right now, and his current and former fleet manager, Chris Martin. Justin, hop up here. Tom, come on up here, please. So Chris is going to tell you a little bit about Tom, who is reluctantly making his way to the stage here. So,
all right, thanks, John. Good morning. My name is Chris Martin. I'm in our driver development department. And as you can see, Tom is very prepared to be up here this morning. I think if Tom had known he's going to be here, he'd be in a tuxedo right now. But we're pulling a little surprise on him. So, yeah, my name's Chris Martin. I was a fleet manager here for 18 years. And I had asked if I could get a few minutes today to recognize one of my drivers, one of my former drivers. He still drives here. And his current fleet manager is Justin Mills, standing right here. And I think if we could all just take a second to appreciate these 2 fine mustaches up here. Justin probably has the best mustache at Prime. It'd be nice if we could get a close up with that drone, but I don't see it. It's gone. So, real quick, I want to say a few things about Tom. Like I said, Tom's been here 23 years at Prime. Yeah, we can clap for that. And I guess the first thing I would say about Tom, the first thing he'd want to talk about, his biggest accomplishment, the thing he's most proud of, the most important thing to him is his wife, Joanne. And Joanne drove with Tom for a lot of those 23 years. She had to come off the road here a few years back due to health concerns, but she's watching on the internet right now, I know, and she's very proud of him. And Tom, Joanne, and Robert, and me, and Justin here, we wanted to make sure that we got a chance to get you up here in front of everybody and talk about you a little bit, okay? And then after I'm done, Joanne had a special gift for you that she wanted Robert to present to you, okay? And so he'll be handing that to you here in just a little bit. But, so just to talk a little bit about Tom, and I haven't got a lot of time, I'm gonna focus on 2 things. If you'd like to hear more about Tom's accomplishments, then when we get done with this breakfast, you come over and talk to Tom. He'll talk to you all day about all the great things that he's done in 23 years. He'll probably even tell you about a few things accomplishments that maybe he didn't really do, but he's a Georgia boy, so he can tell a good story. Okay. So, yeah. So let's start with Safe Miles. And you see on his arm there, he's got a patch that says 3 million safe miles. And Tom didn't get to make it to the award dinner this year to get up on the stage. So this is him getting up on the stage right now. But, in the 18 years we worked together, me and Tom talked about a lot of things. And we talked about making a lot of money, and we talked about being on time, and we talked about, doing whatever we had to do to keep the customer happy. But the thing that we talked about the most and the biggest deal to Tom and to Joe was being safe, and I think that I know it comes from being a professional and taking pride in what he does, but I think more than that, and I know Tom pretty well, being safe for Tom is about, how you care about other people and how you treat other people, and just making sure that he did the little things every day to make sure that he kept other people safe. Okay, so first things first, Tom, congratulations on 3 million safe miles. Great job. And I want to talk about one more thing, and this is a personal goal for Tom, a personal accomplishment. I know it's a big deal to him. 23 years, he completed a lot of leases, and every time he'd complete a lease, he'd get up here on a Friday, and he'd drag me up here with him and give me all kinds of answers that would embarrass me in front of everybody. And then as soon as we got done with that meeting, after the breakfast was done, the first thing he talked about is how he couldn't wait to get back up here 3 years later and talk some more. So he really likes to be up here. But he completed all these leases. Well, this last time he decided he's going to buy his own truck. And that's been a goal of his for a long time. And here in a week from now, Tom will pay off his truck. And Tom Withers will own his own truck. So congratulations. Yep. And just one more thing before I give the mic to Robert is, like I said, I work in our driver development department. So I work with all the very newest people at Prime. And I know there's some probably sitting out here right now. And I work with the trainers and the trainees and the students. And when I talk to them, and I hear them talk about the things they want to get done, and they want to make a lot of money, they want to get these million-mile awards, and some of them want to own their own truck someday, and all the things that they talk about doing, all their dreams and aspirations related to trucking, Tom's done every one of those, and for me, Tom is the definition of the Prime success story. What everybody comes to Prime to do, he's done it. So one more time, Tom, I appreciate everything you've done. I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Yeah, and I'm gonna hand it over to Robert here.
Okay, Tom, congratulations, man. You're special. And I've got the honor of presenting you with a gift, not from me, but from Joanne. I think she still loves you. Sometimes you may wonder why, but she does. We certainly love you. Joanne, I know Joanne does. 22 years of service, 3 million safe miles, quite an accomplishment. And now finally owning your own truck. And there's a great benefit in delayed gratification. And you push it off until you could really afford it. Now you own your own. So I congratulate you on that achievement. It's special. And I present you with this American Silver Eagle coin. It's from Joanne. And I'm sure you'll enjoy and appreciate that commemorative coin. So Tom, you can go ahead and open that up, but then I'm sure the folks would like to hear a few words from you. She's got it sealed up in there so you can't lose it easily.
That's nice, baby. I've always been out here for you. And I tell you all the time, when you need something, that's what I'm out here doing, driving for. And I wouldn't be out here today. I wouldn't have made this without you. And you're the one that said, let's go to Prime 23 years ago. And been here ever since. And I know that you had this stroke and everything, but I love you just as much today as I did the day I met you. And You're my life. You're my whole world. And I don't know how y'all had this hill from me, but I love you, baby. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Thanks. Thanks, Tom. And congratulations again. We love you, man.
All right, thank you. So we're gonna keep you up here to end this morning here, but I know everyone here is hear Tom's story, and then there's a lot of great stories out there, and Prime's a great place that enables these types of stories. And it's a very special day today, and we've not mentioned it yet. Wait for Mr. Lowe to be up here, but I know you've all saved your loudest round of applause for right now, this moment. But today is Robert's 53rd work anniversary, which means Prime is 53 years old today.
That's true. Thank you all very much. 53 years. Whew. Anthony, I've been here longer than you have. Dang. It's been quite a ride, as you can imagine. It hasn't all been, roses. This is a tough business, folks, as you know. And I've had my bumps in the road, so to speak. Even went flat broke in 1980. I couldn't afford to pay attention. I won a Cadillac at a raffle. If I hadn't won that Cadillac at that raffle, somebody else bought the ticket. And, the last number drawn wins a Cadillac. If I hadn't, I was the last number drawn. I won a Cadillac. I drove it home because I repossessed my car. That's how broke I was. I don't know if any of you have been broke. Anybody been broke in here? Well, we've done it once. We don't want to do it again, right? I don't want to do it again. I know you don't want to do it again. So that's why we do the things we do. That's why we operate safely. That's why we deliver customer excellent service and all the things that we do, all the things that you do, all the sacrifices you make is so we continue to be prosperous and grow and do it the right way. Be a true value to our customers, through customer service, be good citizens on the road, not only protect ourselves, but protect the folks that we share the nation's highway with, because they're their families, their parents, their children, they got parents that love them, and we want to protect them. So that's what we're about. That's everything we're about. And we have been for a long, long time. So I'm just going to say that I appreciate what you all do. I get a lot of the credit that I don't deserve. We have an excellent management team here. We have some very talented individuals. And I'll even have to say Dennis Davis. I didn't know he could carry a tune like that, or he could, mimic that clock counting down like that. That takes some skill. Gonna have an amen on some skill. He's got some skill, and he is totally committed to the safety of this company, and again, the folks that we share the nation's highways with. There's not a load that's so hot. I don't care what customer it is. If it's unsafe and you feel uncomfortable, you know what to do. You're the captain of the ship. You're the captain of the ship. You make the decision. We love our fleet managers. They're smart folks. And we've trained them well. But you're the one in charge. They're not driving that truck. So if you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, and maybe the roads are dry and dusty, and you're just fatigued. Fatigue's a big problem. So if you're tired, or if you feel unsafe, or if the roads are slick and you just don't feel comfortable because of your experience level, get that thing over and park it. We'll take care of the customer. We'll take the service hit, but we won't sacrifice your life or anyone else's for non-time delivery. So I just wanted to get that out. 53 years, I'm damn proud, but I just wanted to share with you. It's been a rough ride. It's been fun. It's been fun, and it ain't over yet, because I think this company's just getting started. just getting started. It's going to continue to be fun. We're going to have some fun, make some bank, and do it the right way. So to each of you, thank you very much. God bless you, and please be safe.